Howdy, hi, hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Talk with the President. I'm here with Morgan Hopson, CAI, our 2025-2026 NAA President. Morgan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Doing swimmingly. NFL is back. I know we just talked a little before this about how you're not so much an NFL fan, so I'll let you, talk about
Y-
TCU if you want and their
Yeah, I
handling.
mean, we crushed it this weekend, or I guess it was Monday technically. It was Labor Day weekend, so a
Mhm.
long weekend. But yeah, proud of the Frogs coming out strong against Bill Belichick. So, there's a lot of hype going into that game, but yeah, we pulled through like
Okay.
48-14, I think. So, not a bad showing for the Frogs for the first game. So.
Okay, but you just got back from Montreal, the Benefit Auction Summit. How was that? What kind of a recap do you have for our members here?
It was amazing. First of all, thanks to like Frances for bringing us to Canada. It was amazing. She and the task force for the summit did just such an amazing job. The education was unreal, so good. There was like a specific speaker about interpersonal communication. He was amazing. I took a lot away from that, and then obviously had some just really phenomenal content throughout that whole summit. So really excited for that. Montreal was really cool. I've not been to Canada before or Montreal specifically. So just enjoyed walking around Old Town and obviously like having community with our members and getting to spend some time with friends from across the country is always fun. I'd say another big shout out to our vendors. They were amazing. They provided some really cool opportunities for us. We got to go to the cathedral and see this phenomenal light show, and then just had some other really cool experiences. So, shout out to our vendors who support us in our businesses every day. They really showed up for Benefit Auction Summit, and so big thanks to them.
Something you can take away from the Benefit Auction Summit is utilizing our Auction Institute
For sure.
for education sessions that happen there. So if you happen to miss those, you can just check those out there.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd say like
yeah.
anyone that wasn't able to come. I know there were a lot of conflicts this year with people not being able to make it to Canada, but always like check out that Auction Institute. You can purchase the sessions from Benefit Auction Summit, and like I said, really a lot of takeaways, at least for me this year. So I'm sure other members can get a lot out of it as well.
Speaking of takeaways, we recently just started a Designation exclusive community conversation. We're doing a whole slew of them this month. Our CAI one just happened last Tuesday, September 2nd, and every Tuesday of this month will be a different one. What kind of benefits does an exclusive community conversation like this offer, where we are taking designations, putting them in a community conversation by themselves? What kind of benefits does that bring?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, these designation exclusive community conversations are such a huge value add for our members. I'm so excited for them. I think you're going to hear this theme a lot this year, right? We've already talked about it so much, I feel like in the last couple of months, but it's community. And I think that's what these conversations really do. They create intentional space for connection, collaboration, just shared learning with our members. And it's not around curriculum, right? But it's truly around their experiences and the professionals that live in that designation space. I think for CAI, obviously, we have like a plethora of different communities of practice
Mm-hmm.
throughout that those designation holders, but they still have that shared experience of going through those 3 years in Bloomington, through that 3 year program. And it does give our designation holders a chance to come together in a really meaningful way. I think, in those conversations, you're going to be able to ask questions, really dig into some business challenges with people who understand your journey. So for CAI, obviously a lot of different communities of practice, but you're able to talk with peers who've walked or are currently walking that same path. And I think there's a lot of value in that, with people who understand, right, your journey,
Mm-hmm.
what space you're living in at the moment. Like you said, we've got a lot of different conversations coming up this month for our designation holders. This is just the beginning. We're really working intentionally to build stronger communities with each designation, not only for education purposes, but I think, as you look at networking, referrals, long-term support, that these conversations have real value and just a critical step in the direction of creating community and a space for our members to have that community and have a space
Mhm.
to talk through some of those big subjects that maybe they don't get in a broader conversation. They can really dig in that space and utilize their communities to do that. Also, huge props to our Education Cornerstone for leading this initiative. I think they've really championed the idea that NAA education isn't about just what you learn, it's about who you learn with and grow with. And hopefully we're doing that and our members feel that in these community conversations specific to designations coming this month.
Yeah, and if you're looking for that long term support and you are a designation holder, AARE designation holders, their next community conversation is the 9th of September. AMM
Okay.
designation holders are the 16th of September, and BAS designation holders the 23rd. So yeah, a lot of opportunities coming up for
Yeah,
designations and members and getting that community ramped up.
absolutely.
Another thing we are doing to ramp up community, something you're right. We're going to talk about it a lot this year. This fall, member referrals will take members a lot further than ever before. What can you tell members about the NAA's upcoming Top Connector initiative?
Yeah, this is something I'm super excited for. To my knowledge, not something we've done in the past. So correct me, Tavin, if I'm wrong, but
Not
I
since
don't
I've been
remember
here.
doing, I don't remember doing this in the past. So really cool opportunity for our members and potential members, right? So like Tavin said, we're rolling out this exciting initiative this fall. It's called the Top Connector Initiative, and it's really just about celebrating the power of our members' voice, relationships that you have. It's always been like told to me, you've got to use your sphere of influence, right,
Mhm.
to be impactful. And so that's really what this campaign and this initiative is about. Because at the end of the day, I said it in my speech. You're going to hear me say it throughout the year, but it takes us all. It's not just one person. It takes us all to really be successful as an association. And at the end of the day, this association grows one conversation at a time. So um, more about this initiative from October 1st through November the 30th. Every time you refer a member to the NAA, um, you're going to get rewarded. And this is how it's going to work. So, we're going to ask you to invite those auction professionals to join the NAA. You want to make sure that they're listing your name in the referred by box when they sign up. And then we want you to watch the leaderboard each week. It's going to be on our NAA auction professionals group. See how you're doing in the rankings. We're a competitive group here, so I think this could be really really fun for our members. But what's really exciting is that every referral earns you an entry into our luxury vacation getaway. And this giveaway is being sponsored by friends at Lux Give. So shout out to Lux Give. Thanks for being partners with us for this initiative. And then the person who with the most referrals is going to be crowned top connector. They're going to get a custom plaque, recognition across NAA channels, and obviously an opportunity to win a luxury vacation, and who
Yeah.
can't use that, right? So um we haven't forgotten about our new members either, that the ones that are being signed up or are signing up, every new member is going to be automatically entered to win a free registration for our 2026 conference and show in San Antonio. So excited to have everyone in Texas for that. And then all the new members obviously have an opportunity to join us
Yeah.
there, but we hope that they join us there regardless. But free registration is always exciting. So, and then I guess having another note, just that the contest is open to individual members only. So if you were an auction school, if you're a state association, don't worry. We have some fun things coming your way in 2026. So stay tuned in for that. But this is for individual members right now. Just a fun way to get involved, share the value of the NAA, bring more voices to the conversation, to the table. Just a cool way to continue to grow our profession and our association. So spread the word and start referring those members.
Yeah. October 1st through November 30th. Morgan, any tips on how to get new members in? What's your selling point? You're president, so that
Yeah.
probably helps.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that doesn't hurt, right? I think, for me, it's just sharing my experiences and the value that this association has brought, not only through education, but through relationships that have really turned into partnerships, right, with some of our members. So I think as we're selling that, for me, it's such an easy sell as a member of the NAA, but obviously as the president. I believe in our association and
Yeah.
what we're doing. So I'm excited to see our members really take this on. I think it's a cool opportunity for us to really talk about the value of the NAA and what it adds, whether that be advocacy, education, community. It could be different for each individual person, right? What they're really looking
Hmm.
for from an association and what they're wanting to see or what they're wanting to get out of it. I always say you're going to get out of an association what you put into it. And the more you're involved, the more you're engaged, the more value you're going to see automatically, right? If I just stay back and I get the magazine, once a quarter, that's great, and I love that. I love the magazine. Tavin, you do good work there, so obviously a lot of good quality content in that. But the more you're jumping into these community conversations, attending things, logging into that auction institute and getting education there, the more value I think you're going to see from your
Hmm.
membership. So when you're out there selling, just remind people, we've got 4 different cornerstones that our association is built on, and I think our members and potential members can find value in each of those things. So yeah, excited to see where this goes, and excited to have new members as part of our community.
Yeah, I think it's an initiative, a movement that's worth joining because it
Mhm.
just helps grow the profession. And
For sure.
again, luxury vacation. I mean, I'll
Yeah,
take
let's
that.
give shout out to you. So that's exciting.
Okay, so we just talked about BA Summit. Our next event coming up is the Real Estate Summit, and
Mhm.
it's a month away, October 5th through the 7th in Denver. And I wanted to take a look at the educational offerings at this event. We've been talking a lot about community. Let's talk about
Right.
another cornerstone that we've got, education. So it kicks off Sunday, October 5th, with a AARE designated designation exclusive seminar.
Right.
For an additional registration fee of $245, you get a 4-hour exclusive AARE seminar. What other education offerings are you seeing here that you're really liking and looking forward to at Real Estate Summit?
Yeah, I think first of all, I'm just stoked that we're having a real estate summit. This is our first one ever. We've had some, real estate workshops in the past, but this is our full-blown summit dedicated to real estate professionals. I think it's long overdue, so I think there's a lot of excitement around it. I have to give major credit to this task force because they, I think, have knocked it out of the park with this
Mm.
agenda. Like the content is so good. I'm really stoked to go. It's in Denver. Um, Also just excited to get out of this Texas heat and be in a cooler space as well. But you said it, Tavin. Like we have a special opportunity for ARE designation holders. That's going to happen on Sunday. Is a additional registration fee, but I think it's an incredible price for the depth of content that our attendees are going to get.
Mhm.
A great way to sharpen those skills before the full summit even kicks off, right? So an opportunity to really dig in deep on the first day or first night that we're there. Um, as we look at Monday and Tuesday, looking at the lineup, it's just really stacked. There's so many applicable sessions that are gonna speak to the realities of auction-based real estate
Yeah.
today. So I'm so excited about that. We've got some AI classes, how it's shaping real estate, streamlining operations for efficiency, some business growth strategies, post NAR settlement discussion. We've got some mastering title commitments to hopefully avoid some closing disasters, right? And then just some really great tactical conversations on strategic partnerships with agents, like how do we source inventory. And so I'm just really excited. Again, props to the task force because I think they've put together a really stacked agenda for these real estate professionals. There's always also a hands-on workshop. I believe that's on Tuesday. So it's not just theory, right? It's not just, broad picture. We're actually
Yeah.
going to be able to get in there and take some action and get our hands dirty in that. So we just, yeah, really have some great stuff going on. So I hope our members jump on the opportunity. This event was built in our task force. We're really intentional about this. Like members on our task force, these are real estate auctioneers, right? They're in their
Hmm.
profession every day. They're putting in content to this summit that is relevant to them as professionals. And so I think anyone that's coming or thinking about coming, just know that this was like intentionally, like all of our education programs built, that it's going to provide the most value to those attendees. And so, just a really cool opportunity. Like I said, first real estate summit ever. Again, have some one-off real estate workshops in the past, but just really looking forward to this. Early bird registration does end on September 12th. So make sure that if you're thinking about it, take advantage of that. For our designation holders, it's 975, and NAA members is 1050. So if you're thinking about it, don't wait, get signed up. I'm going to be there. So excited to, like I said, dive in and then obviously spend some time with our members. So really
Hmm.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah, that price bumps up after September 12th for both members and designation holders. So yeah, if you are looking forward to this
Yeah.
event, hit it before September 12th. Yeah, yeah, that's all I have for you this month, Morgan. Is there anything else that members should be aware of?
We've got some great stuff coming up, looking towards Designation Academy in December, obviously this real
Hmm.
estate summit in October. So, and then community conversations specifically for those designation holders. So make sure you're staying plugged in, you're engaged. And if you have any questions, always know that I'm accessible, just a phone call away. We love to hear from you. We've got just such an incredible board that's really, you know, wanting to dig in with our membership. So take advantage of that. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your voice, and we want you to come sit at the table. So always an open invitation for our members to provide feedback. And then yeah, just excited for what's going on for this last quarter
Yeah.
for us, Tavin.
Yeah. A little feedback for me to provide to you. My
Yes.
parents have listened to the podcast that we just put out,
Okay.
and the portion in which you and Mike tell your staples in the kitchen, you both say some spices that are staples in your kitchen.
Right. Right.
And I think my parents have now purchased both of those spices.
Oh,
So
serious.
great feedback already just from them.
I
So
I love this. Oh, so you'll have to let me know the maple pepper. It's like so good.
what are you
So.
putting it on? Popcorn? What are you putting?
Literally, I put it on everything. Like
Everything. Awesome.
veggies, avocado, tomato, like salad, like anything I can put it on.
Sick.
I literally put it on everything. So,
Cool. Cool.
you'll have to let me know the verdict of that. So, what did they say about your pet, uh, your raccoon? Oh no,
Oh,
that was
well.
Mike. That was Mike, right? Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
wanted the pet because I was like, oh, you're Alabama's command.
Yes. Yeah, it
So,
was. Yeah, where he was petting the
yeah, exactly.
already owned raccoon. Yeah.
For
What
sure.
a
Makes this interesting. And so if you have no idea what we're talking about and you've made it this far into our chat, just go listen to our podcast and
Yeah.
you'll there's some good content there. So
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I have for you this month, like I said. So with that, I'll see you next month and have a great rest of your September.
all right, cool. Thanks, Tavin. Appreciate you.